A tiny dog, barely 6 pounds, wandering the streets after giving birth. Matted fur, exhausted, alone. One woman finds her and nurses her back to health. Another woman claims she's the rightful owner. But here's the twist. The so-called owner hadn't seen this dog in months, maybe longer. So who deserves to keep her? That's the question that exploded in Judge Judy's courtroom. And trust me, you won't believe how this story unfolds. Let me introduce you to Miss Willis. 5 years ago, when she was serving in the military, she made a decision that would haunt her. She bought a puppy. Now, buying a puppy sounds innocent enough, right? But here's the problem. Miss Willis was single, living alone, and she knew she'd be deployed overseas at any moment. Still, she brought home this little Shih Tzu mix and named her Brownie. Think about that for a second. You're in the military. You know you're leaving, but you get a puppy anyway, a puppy that's going to bond with you, depend on you, need you. And then, just like she expected, Miss Willis got her deployment orders. 8 months, that's how long she was gone the first time. And that puppy, she handed Brownie over to a friend on the base. Let's call her friend number 1. But here's where things get messy. To keep a dog on the military base, you need to register it with a microchip. So friend number 1 put the chip in her name. That's right, the dog was now officially registered to someone else. When Miss Willis came back a year later, she took Brownie back. You'd think the story ends there, right? Wrong. During this time, Miss Willis got married. Life was looking up. But then her husband got sick, really sick, and Miss Willis herself wasn't feeling well either. So what did she do? She gave Brownie away again, this time to a woman named Samara. Let's pause here and count. Brownie has now been in 4 different homes in just a few years. Miss Willis's place, then friend number 1's place, back to Miss Willis, and now Samara's house. 4 homes, for different families. And through all of this chaos, this little dog is just trying to survive. Fast forward to December 2013. Samara has had Brownie for a while now, and honestly it seems like the dog finally has some stability. But then May 3rd, 2014 rolls around and everything goes sideways. Samara decides to go out to a fight party that night. She leaves her daughter at home to watch Brownie, who had just given birth to 3 puppies. Yes, you heard that right, puppies. This 5-year-old dog, who'd never been pregnant before, somehow got out and hooked up with a neighbor's dog. Now she's a new mom to 3 tiny pups. So Samara's at this party, and back at home, something terrible happens. Brownie escapes. Nobody knows exactly how, but this exhausted mother dog, who should be nursing her newborns, slips out into the Georgia night and disappears. The next morning, May 4th, a woman is driving through her neighborhood in Nicholson, Georgia, when she spots something heartbreaking on the side of the road. There's Brownie, barely recognizable. Her fur is so matted it looks like she hasn't been groomed in months, maybe years. She's skin and bones, weighing only 6 pounds. Her body shows clear signs that she'd just given birth, and she's stumbling around, disoriented and desperate. This woman, let's call her the Good Samaritan, doesn't hesitate. She scoops up Brownie and rushes her straight to the vet. The veterinarian's report painted a picture that would make any animal lover's blood boil. The doctor wrote, small female dog, possible Shih Tzu mix, found in bad shape, severely matted, clear evidence that the dog had recently given birth. Severely matted, in bad shape. Those aren't just words, they tell a story of neglect. This wasn't a dog that had been missing for a few hours. This was a dog that hadn't been properly cared for in a very long time. The Good Samaritan spent her own money getting Brownie examined, treated, and cleaned up. She didn't have to do any of that. She could have left the dog on the roadside. She could have dropped her at a shelter. But instead, she chose compassion. And what about the puppies? Well, Samara still had all 3 of them at home. She never went looking for them when Brownie disappeared. She never put up flyers. She just waited. When Miss Willis found out that the Good Samaritan had her dog, she didn't say thank you. She didn't express relief that Brownie was safe. Instead, she showed up at the woman's house with the police and demanded her dog back. When that didn't work, she started calling and calling and calling. Text messages, voicemails, threats. Miss Willis became relentless. That's how they all ended up in Judge Judy's courtroom. Miss Willis was suing to get Brownie back. The Good Samaritan was countersuing for harassment. And Judge Judy, she was about to lay down the law in a way nobody expected. Let me get this straight, Judge Judy said, her eyes sharp as knives. You bought a puppy when you knew you were going to be deployed. You gave the dog away not once, not twice, but multiple times. And now you're telling me you want this dog back. Miss Willis tried to explain. Your Honor, I was deployed 3 times. I don't care if you were deployed 30 times. Judge Judy shot back. You made a choice to get a dog when you couldn't provide a stable home. That was irresponsible, plain and simple. Then Judge Judy turned her attention to the veterinary records. Miss Willis, when was the last time you took this dog to the vet? Silence. Miss Willis fumbled through some papers, finally producing a grooming receipt from 2012, more than 2 years earlier. This is a grooming appointment, not a vet visit, Judge Judy said, her voice dripping with disbelief. Are you telling me this dog hasn't seen a veterinarian in over 4 years? I don't have the documentation. Miss Willis stammered. Then it doesn't exist, Judge Judy declared. If you can't prove it, it didn't happen. Next question. What's the name of the vet you supposedly took this dog to? I don't remember the name. You don't remember There are phones everywhere. There are computers. You're telling me you can't remember the name of your dog's vet? That tells me everything I need to know. Judge Judy wasn't done. She turned to Samara, the woman who'd been caring for Brownie before she escaped. How many litters has this dog had? Judge Judy asked. Samara hesitated. 3 litters, Your Honor. But Miss Willis interrupted. That's not true. She only had 1 litter, the 3 puppies in May. Judge Judy held up her hand. Let me ask you something, Miss Willis. If you cared so much about this dog, why wasn't she spayed? You knew you couldn't be around to supervise her. You knew you had an unstable living situation. So why would you let this dog remain unspayed? Miss Willis had no answer. And you, Judge Judy said, turning back to Samara, you had this dog in your care. She got pregnant. Did you take her to the vet when you found out she was pregnant? No, ma'am. Did you ever take her to the vet for anything? No, Mom. Judge Judy leaned back in her chair, shaking her head. So neither of you took proper care of this animal. Neither of you had her spayed. Neither of you made sure she got regular vet checkups. And then, when she had puppies, she was allowed to escape in such bad condition that a stranger had to rescue her. That's when the Good Samaritan pulled out her phone. Your Honor, I have a recorded conversation with Samara. She admits that Miss Willis gave her the dog over a year ago permanently. Judge Judy's eyebrows shot up. Let's hear it. The courtroom fell silent as the recording played. Samara's voice came through clearly. Yeah, Sophia gave me that dog over a year ago. She said I could keep her. Miss Willis's face went pale. That's not I didn't mean. Oh, you didn't mean it. Judge Judy interrupted. Let me tell you what I think happened here. You gave that dog away because it was inconvenient. Your husband was sick. You weren't feeling well. The dog was a burden. So you handed her off and didn't look back until someone else invested time, money, and love into saving her. Then you suddenly wanted her back. Judge Judy asked to see the dog. Is she here? The Good Samaritan smiled softly. Yes, Your Honor, she's with my baby right now. They're inseparable. Show me pictures. The Good Samaritan handed over her phone. The first photo showed Brownie on May 4th, the day she was found. The little dog looked like a ghost of herself, her fur in clumps, her eyes tired and scared. The next photo showed Brownie a few weeks later. She was clean, healthy, her fur groomed and shiny. She was sitting on a couch next to a toddler, both of them peaceful and content. You want to see what your dog looks like now? Judge Judy asked Miss Willis, holding up the phone. I know what my dog looks like, Miss Willis said defensively. She's my dog. Judge Judy's voice turned ice. No, she's not your dog anymore. Let me explain something to you about the law and about common sense. Animals are living beings. They deserve stable, loving homes. And if you can't provide that, you don't deserve to have one. Judge Judy took a deep breath and delivered her ruling. Miss Willis, you abandoned this dog. You gave her to two different people, neither of whom took proper care of her. She was shuttled around like a piece of luggage. She was never spayed. She was never properly vetted. And when she was found in the worst condition of her life, a complete stranger stepped up and saved her. But I want my dog back, Miss Willis pleaded. I don't care what you want, Judge Judy said firmly. What I care about is what's best for this animal. And what's best for Brownie is to stay with the woman who actually took care of her. Your case is dismissed.